Hello and welcome. In this video, we're going to be talking about page fragments. So let's go ahead and get started. So what exactly are these things called page fragments? Page fragments, simply put, are reusable pieces of a site that are content centric. Let's unpack that a little bit. So reusable in the sense that so far we've taken a look at web content and we've taken a look at structures and templates. Those two tools, right, though very useful, very powerful, forces us to keep on creating web content using structures and templates and then displaying it in a web content display. While there are other types of content that we can create, right, it still causes us to do just that. We have to do a little bit of creation and so on. What page fragments allows us to do is have one specific type of what we will call a fragment that can be consistently used. So for example, maybe throughout all of our sites, we need a header. So what we can do is create a page fragment for a header, and then the content creator can decide what goes into that header. Maybe they need a specific hero image. Maybe they want to change the title. Whatever it is, the page fragment allows us to have a customizable piece of a site that can be used for a specific purpose when we're dealing with content. Combining all of these different types of fragments will then become the website itself. So on this screenshot here, we can see 4 distinct pieces that can either be 4 distinct fragment types, or that can be one fragment duplicated 4 times, each one containing something a little bit different. Now, how do we even create these page fragments? Liferay has a fragment editor that allows us to create these page fragments. So the page fragment is just a combination of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. As you work through and create these fragments, you'll have a preview of what that fragment looks like. So quite simple to create for your front-end developers. So using these 3 different tools to help create that. You don't need to use CSS or JavaScript, but it is, part of the stack, the traditional front-end developer stack. Now, what makes these fragments, again, very powerful is the ability to edit aspects of the fragment. So you might have a title that you want the end user or your content creator to be able to edit. You can make that editable using this specific tag here, the LFR editable tag around things like a text, an image, or a link. So again, if you want hero image, you want your content creator to change the title, right? This is how it could be done. Again, this will be discussed in much more detail over in the front end course. But at the very least, we have an idea of what these fragments are. Again, fragments can be reused. So when we're working with fragments, we can have a group of fragments. We call that a collection, right? Collections can be imported from one instance to another. So that way you don't need to constantly recreate these, right? You can have your front-end developer create it in their own local machine, and then you can import it into production once everything has been tested. These fragments can be used and reused within your content pages. So again, you can have one fragment, you can copy that fragment 4 times, and then each copy of those fragments can be adjusted or edited accordingly. So very good. Let's go ahead and do a quick knowledge check. Right, feel free to pause the video, and once you're ready, you can go ahead and click play. So page fragments are reusable parts of a site page. The fragment editor can be used to create page fragments from the Liferay DXP UI. Editable elements can be created using the LFR editable tag, and page fragments can be managed by creating collections in the new site administration section. So again, page fragments, a very powerful tool, allows us to create reusable content-centric pieces of our site. So that wraps it up for this video, and I will see you in the next video.